Okay. Okay. You know what? Who even needs a visual? Nah, I'm working on it. You know, it's so funny, right? So I go on Fishery Stream, and it's pretty cool because, I mean, I'm a pretty small channel, like 1,000 viewers. Alex is a super nice guy, like super, super nice. And I just happened to like message him, asking him a few questions, and you know, he was nice enough to not even just like talk to me on the phone, but he was also nice enough to just actually have me on his stream. And how I follow it up is I turn on my computer, it doesn't work. I turn on the other one, and now you're staring at a black screen. I'm trying not to, you know, trying not to let it get to me too much. I hate when people like, I hate when people can't overcome like frustration, and I hate it because that's something that I struggle with sometimes. All right, there's a video. Give me 1 second. Let me get myself bigger here, and then I'll get some fish footage up there. What's up, beautiful people? How's it going? Hey, if you're here throughout the 3 different black screens that it took to get here, I appreciate you. That really takes a lot of perseverance. It really does. What's up, Jim, Yuyo, Putu Bird? I have terrible internet sometimes. I know you guys. You guys understand technical difficulties. SVC. All right, so just give me a second because I've kind of like totally scuffed this stream from the beginning because I was supposed to be in the fish room, but my Wi-Fi apparently is potato tier. So don't worry though, I can do everything that I plan to do because one of the reasons I was late is I was trying to get a few last shots filming. So I got some cool stuff, I think, to share. And, you know, we're going to get into it. You guys ever have like a thing where it seems like it's always in your way, and then the moment that you actually need it, it disappears? I'm just bringing it up for no reason. It's not like it's happening to me right now. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Your vape? Oh my, you vape? Oh my gosh, bro. I don't have that problem yet. I do not have that problem yet. Okay, let me get me small because we need to get some fish visual up here, or else this is not gonna make any sense. You know, this is a fish stream. Where's the fish? You know. Gosh. I get it, computer, you're working, but you need to work harder. You need to work way harder than this. I spent the last 10 minutes looking. It was outside. My aquascape tweezers, the time never fit. Bro, what is up with aquascape tweezers? They're impossible to find. Literally impossible. Okay. That cord doesn't work. Bro, I'll keep taking L after L. This is crazy. Shout out to Alex. I'll get into the Alex thing and how that stream happened in a second. Wow, guys, I'm so bewildered right now. Where's my cords? Where's my anything? I will say, if any of Alex's people are in here, holy, you guys are crazy. I mean, you might actually like isopods almost as much as me. Where did I put that thing, bro? just need one USB to USB-C cable. Just one. That's all. Is that too much to ask? Is it too much to ask? I usually keep them right here. This is when I need them. FLL Stats. I'm here from Alex's channel. Yo, what's up, Nino? Appreciate you. Any new people? Yeah, I kind of was like, oh, I should stream soon after Fishery and like show my fish room and like my cool photography and like say like 3 more times and give a good impression to, you know, all the new people. And look at this. I'm looking for a USB cable. I've been like moving around tons of, like, my room is like basically deconstructed, so it's like nothing is where it should be, and that's why it looks like I'm lost in my own home. Wait. Okay, I might have found it. I might have found it. We're good. Everything is going to happen. Everything is going to be okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. Memory card. I can get my thing. We'll have a visual. Oh my gosh, the fish vibes are just... Can you feel it? Oh, I got the perfect picture to throw up first. I got the perfect one. Give me a second. It took me a while. These guys have been hiding. I just got them a week ago. West African dwarf cichlid. First name starts with an N. Last name starts with a T. Anyone in the chat know? I bet not. I bet not. But we're going to get into it. Also, like, I forgot I canceled my Adobe subscription, and usually I just play stuff in Premiere. And now I'm like, oh wait, I just canceled that. So I'm gonna have to open up DaVinci or something. All right, here we go. So check this out. Nanochromis transvestitis. It really is spelled that way. I thought it was wrong because I never know how to spell anything. I was like, it's transvestitis, right? Transvestitis. I was like, it kind of sounds like wrong, but no, it's basically that. On my list of breeding projects, but not one that I have not one I have bred yet. I only had it a week, and I'm pretty excited about them. I have 3 species of Nanochromis now, and yeah, Phoenix, you feel my pain. It's disappear. Yeah. Look, the real problem is like getting this together has been on my list of to do for my entire life. It feels like. But bro, I got too much to do. I had too much to do. I woke up at 7 today, and thanks to the crazy people over Alex's channel, I sold out of isopods on the website, and it took me 2 days to fulfill all the orders. And I put them in limited quantities because I'm like, well, I know how slow I am, so I know that I need to make sure that I have time to fulfill things in a timely order, because the worst thing is like when you order something and you're waiting for it to get a tracking update for like a week, and like they haven't emailed you, they haven't said it. I hate that. So I try to only let the amount of available things be what I could fulfill in 1 or 2 days. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the stream with Mr. Fishery. I gotta pull it up. This is like my first YouTube collab, basically, and it couldn't have been more appropriate because one, it's like one of the few fish YouTubers that I watch, and then also because it's someone that can talk as much as I can talk, basically. It really is. I mean, I told you, like, we talked on the phone a couple times before we ever streamed. And each talk was like one of those things where eventually it's like, you know what? I actually do have a life to get to. But it was like mutual. Like we both were just talking so much that that's what happens when you get 2 fish nerds together. So I was excited for the live stream because I knew it was going to be good. just from the fact that me and Alex got along so well on the phone. And I think that we did not disappoint. Let me go fishery. Yeah, congrats, YouTube. So if you guys haven't checked it out,
hey everybody,
go ahead, and I think it was a really nice live stream. I'm still just like reconfiguring everything since I'm running, you know, not a professional setup today. Okay, so did a talk with Alex, talking aquatic isopods within my tanks, comparing scuds and isopods, pros and cons. You guys probably know how I feel about the scuds. You probably know how I feel about the scuds. Congratulations, very proud. Thank you. I couldn't have got here without you, Putu. Nino said, I definitely enjoyed that stream. You're funny as hell. I appreciate that. I saw one comment. This guy, I had to clap back at him. I saw one comment. He was like, "You're wasting time. Let the guest speak." And he commented twice. He said up here, and I saw Fishery like this one, let the guy talk, and then he did the second one. So I was like, bro, I got to talk plenty, no worries. I was like, you should probably talk less if you're going to be rude. Like, bro, why you even commented this? Like, I'm pretty sure I talked a lot. Also, it's his stream, and we all know that he talks a lot. Like, we watch his stream regularly. Like, it's fine. I just turned my. If you're like adjusting your volume constantly, it's my fault. I keep messing with the gain. I keep messing with it. But anyways.
Hello, everybody.
So I went on Alex's stream, and you can see me here. I went with the color, you know. I was like, I'm a fun guy. I found this colorful shirt, summer. No one roasted me for the holes in my ceiling this time, so his audience is confirmed nicer than mine. I've been wanting to get the pods for a long time and finally did. Very exciting. I'm glad that you managed to do that. Tomorrow is when isopods should start arriving to people, I think. Unless you live closer than me. Some have arrived. But over the weekend I'll restock them. Anyways, I was excited about this because he's done some videos on isopods. I know that everyone always has tons of questions and stuff about them, and I'm opening up the live replay panel, and you could just see that like it was a really active chat. Some of our friends were in there. Jody was in there. You see Branton, he was being mean to me in there. My guy Ross Baltimore was in there. So it was nice because like I was getting used to this, you know, much more active chat, literally 10 times more people watching me than usual when I'm live. And I felt like it was fun trying to keep up with it. I'm even looking back at this. I miss this guy saying I'm an aquatic isopod. Like, what the hell? So it was a lot of fun. And I got to hate on scuds, actually. Let me see if I can find that. Mine are arriving Monday from you. Oh, nice. Monday. What in the world? I'm sorry that I don't know why they're taking that long. I'm not going to eat on camera yet. Wait a second. You missed the live? Well, the replay crew is right here. I'm trying to reinvigorate this, for anyone that missed it. It's evergreen content, okay? You don't have to have been there. It's still good. We gotta beat the most recent streams. It's gotta hit 2,000 in the next 2 days, okay? Because I feel like I'm such a nobody that I want to at least feel like I didn't waste this time. So luckily, there's some crazy people in here during the stream. I think Mike donated like $50. Like we see M and J donating $10. So like I felt like I was like, okay, good. Okay, he's getting donations during the stream. Like he won't be like, man, why did I bring this guy on to talk about isopods? But no one is wanting to hear this. So I've just appreciated everyone being so into the isopods, and like I've never had a wait list for them before. I'm gonna try and fulfill as many orders as I can as quickly as I can, but be patient with me. If you can't wait, Um, you can go by. This is the guy that I like for isopod. There are different isopod than mine, so if you want to collect them all, hey, you can always spin back. But if you don't want to wait for me to restock this weekend or whatever, Conrad Aquapods LLC, he's got some nice isopods, and I always recommend them. Anyways, back to, I got to hate on Scuds, and I want to get to that because I think that there wasn't as much pushback on the Scud hate as I expected. You know, the Scud agenda is real. It really is. Ozar Aquatics, enjoy that stream. I learned about Aquapods LLC and therefore about the Calico Morph. Hey, if you ordered from Conrad, let me know. That's my guy. As in, like, that's my internet pen pal I talk to once every 2 months. But I've had the roly-poly land living pods before and loved them. Had troubles finding the freshwater variety until Alex streamed, so I jumped on them. Yeah, it's, even though there's more people selling them, it still can be tricky. And actually, if you guys want, I can do a breakdown of the aquatic isopod market. Although I did do it in a stream a while ago, and it hasn't changed that much since. Well, I think, yeah, there's just been some more morphs introduced. Because everyone eventually realizes that Scuds will destroy a plant to tank and then cry. And I think Alex brought up something good with the Scuds, is like also the kind of tanks that people keep is like changing to more like nano, like things that might not even be able to eat Scuds. Where like maybe before, when everyone had like Oscars and all these bigger fish, like it wasn't that big of a deal. I feel like if I was gonna do a drinking game for me and Alex's stream, I would be like, yo, take a shot every time one of us says we read a paper. I was kind of listening back afterwards. I was like, man, I sound like yeah, I read this paper. He's like, yeah, I read this paper. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, this is so crazy. But that's why I wanted to talk to him, because we're both like that, you know. Alex is so, yep, he is. And well, I am too, actually, for 2 years now. But you guys can take a shot. Every now and then I'll hit him up and like we'll share isopod information or something. So where are you selling? Oh my gosh, bro. You know what I mean? So this is where Mike donated $50. But anyways, I'm putting a link to this in the chat. You guys go watch that. But really, really big thank you to Fishery and everyone over there. I'm excited for people to get the isopods and get feedback and all that kind of stuff. So, thank you. Yeah. Now, the phone. One thing about the phone call with Alex that I love is he's definitely like the same on the phone as on the stream. Like when I first talked to him, I forget what it was, but he went on like a explanation of some like really niche thing in the history for like 10 minutes. I'm sitting here, I'm like, bro, I'm getting a live podcast. I was like doing fish chores while listening to him talk. I was like, this is great. And we'd been talking about doing a stream for a while, and the other day I was like, man, like I want to stream, but I don't know. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call Alex and see when he wants to do the stream. And I called him and we were talking. He's like, you know, like we're having a good time on this phone call. Like, you free tonight? I was like, what? He's like, are you fine with not having like much promotion? I'm like, much promotion? I got 1,000 subscribers, bro. I don't care. Let's go. I was like, throw up the title. Let's do it. So yeah, it was a good time. So I wanted to talk today about a couple things. One, I feel like I haven't done a proper like breeding report where I like go over what's been going on in the fish room, what I've been working on, kind of stuff. And then 2, I feel like I wanted to do like a audit, like a review of things that I've bought that I like, that I use, and things that I don't necessarily like might come up. And it's basically going to be just me searching things on Amazon and real quick. And I kind of don't want to do it first, but let me see if I can real quickly get the footage up, because I want to have things playing of fish in the background like we usually do. We have a standard to get to. This will be mostly stuff that I took today. There might be some from the last few days, but it's mostly stuff I took today for the stream and some photos. So I'll just get that going, playing in the background. I haven't done it with DaVinci Resolve yet on our stream, so hopefully this will be easy to use. There's a lot of trying new things live going on, and you know, I feel like that's very bad practice when it comes to live. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Here we're in DaVinci, and let me just line it up. Ba-boom. Okay, let me just get this up here. Ba-boom. All right. And then let me see. Is it gonna play and be normal, or oh, that's a photo. Okay. Yeah. All right. So photos and some videos will pop up in the background as we go, and might be some of the breeding report stuff that we'll get to. What's up, Big Steve? And yes, Jess, any opportunity to spread the isopod agenda, 1000%. It's what we got to do. It's really what we got to do. Let me just go to Amazon.com. Oh my gosh, are we for real, bro? You already think I'm a robot? I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not. Okay, so when it comes to fish room gadgets, this is going to span. Yo, what's up, Silent Juggler? This is going to span like a pretty wide range of prices, uses, how directly it's related to fish keeping. And I'm gonna have to. I'll put the links in the description a little bit later. We're gonna get our little online notepad, and I'll just copy all the links down there so later I can. So here's the first thing, and this might be one of the most important things already, and that is like a catch cup, like a nice affordable catch cup. And there's this plastic one that I've been using, and I'll be honest, like the square ones, like that you see in every fish store, I hate them. I hate them for a few reasons. One, I'm clumsy, and you drop them, they break. The aquarium co-op ones, they break a little less easily, but they still break. So it's like I needed something I could see through, but not something that like costs so much that if I had to replace it, like cause how much are the Lee's collection cup specimen container, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we got this one, $18. I think this is a smaller one. Okay, let's see. Lee specimen container. Let me see. Yeah, large is you're in the 20s. Over here it's like 15. I don't know. They break too much for me, or I break them. So I needed a plastic measuring cup because you can see through it, and for doing like if I'm shipping things, I can get like the same amount of water in it each time, so I know how much water the bag needs. So this is the one that I've been using. IMUSA 2-cup measuring cup. Wow. It's not as opaque as it looks in the picture. If I was in the fish room with the operating setup, then I could just pull it up. But oh, everyone's saying hi to each other, meeting. What's up, Branton? But yeah, I found these to be, for my uses, way better than the specimen containers because one, they don't break. Two, I'm working with all like small fish, so I can hang them on the side, pretty much comparable. It doesn't say upright as well, but I honestly never used it hanging on the side anyway because I always would knock them off. So again, this is very catered to me and my lifestyle. But especially for the isopods and for the shrimp, it being a circle, like you can swirl, and for eggs and stuff, you can swirl stuff to the middle nicely. And I just like it. So this is my first thing because you need something to put stuff in, whether it's excess floating plants, whether it's stuff you're catching, and it's just nice also, like I said again, for shipping stuff to be able to put the same amount of water in each time, and I got the measurement in and all things like that. Oh my gosh. So the next thing, I'm not doing this anything related to each other. I'm just going to do the first things that come to my mind that I use the most in the fish room, and it's related to the stuff that's in the background. Okay. It's the Canon 100mm macro lens. Okay. This thing. So I do video related stuff for work. So I actually had an excuse to buy this at the time besides fish stuff, but I only bought it because of fish stuff. And what this lets me do is it lets me get the close-up photos, and it lets me be able to pick up the camera and get these kind of things at any time. You know what I mean? Why are there 3 different notifications? Yeah, I was having tech difficulties. In fact, I need to delete those VODs real quick. My bad. Okay, and this is like a quick, just like very fast camera education thing, but the stuff that's limiting for a lens in fish photos, for me at least, is a couple of things. One, I need... Have you guys not been seeing everything I've been doing this whole time? Bruh. Let me go back real quick. This is the measuring cup. My God. My God, bro. What are we doing here? No, keep them. It's comedy. I'm not keeping it for your comedy. Okay, now we can see. This is the measuring cup I use to catch. I use it as a specimen container. My gosh. All right. So this is the lens. This is another fish room gadget. And again, this list is my list. This is what I use the most and what's useful to me. Almost no one needs this. In fact, I'm going to tell you some alternatives if you're into photography stuff. But I'm just going to go over. We will be looking at the gudgeon some. I'm just playing all my photos and stuff as we go, Brandon. But okay, so this is why I needed this lens for fish stuff and for isopod stuff. So a couple of things. I needed a lens that can focus close enough, right? You see the photos and stuff playing in the background. Like, not all lenses can actually focus on things that are like right up next to them, okay? So that's the first reason I needed a macro lens. But you can get cheaper macro lenses depending on the features you're willing to give up. Now, those would be stabilization, all right? So I didn't want to have to use a tripod. I wanted to be able to just pick up the camera and real quickly get whatever I needed to get. So I need a lens with stabilization. Okay, the next thing that I wanted was something that was fast. That's what they call it, sorry. A fast lens. So that's related to this number right here, f2.8. That's the aperture. So that's how much light this lens can let in. So on the camera, the shutter speed and the ISO are 2 things that affect light, but then the physical qualities of the lens also affects how much light it can let in. Why that's important for me is I don't set up additional lights and stuff for my photos or my videos, so I need a lens that can help me get things bright without me having to, you know, get extra assistance. And if you pump up things like ISO, it starts degrading the quality of your image, right? All right. So I wanted the stabilization. I wanted that. This also has a spherical aberration control, which just gives like a kind of a dreamy look to things. Is the best way for me to explain it. And basically, yeah, this lets me take up close photos in most lighting conditions. It's got autofocus. That's another thing that is adding to the price. and then it has stabilization in the lens, and I have stabilization in my camera body, so that's 2 sources of stabilization, and that way I can get like video and photo handheld without needing a tripod. Okay. Now again, I do photo stuff for work, so this is something that I could justify in general. But you don't need to spend that much money for a macro lens. You're just going to have to sacrifice probably autofocus, which you don't really need. Like with a lot of close-up stuff. My gosh, bro. With a lot of close-up stuff, you don't really need autofocus, and you can get away with something that doesn't have autofocus, and that's gonna put you in like the $300, $100 to $300 range used. I'm just having a terrible time remembering the names. Okay, Ozar Aquatics got the OM Systems TG7. Microscopic mode is pretty awesome, plus it's waterproof. Okay, here's another option. Check that out. That does look pretty cool. So again, I'm just listing my gadget list. I don't expect it. This fits my specific use case, and also there's a video focus on this for me too. There's other things to keep in mind with macros. So like you have your magnification amount. This is a 1.4x. Maybe you want it closer. That's another thing to look at. But I'm not going to get into camera stuff while we move along my list. I'm just going to get the $30 one that clips on my phone. Yeah, like I said, I don't think most people have any reason to buy this, but there's a bunch of things that I couldn't do without this lens, and that's pretty much everything that's on the screen and everything in all my videos. And it's possible for me to do it with other things, but they would require a lot more work, and I'm extremely lazy. That's the best way I can put it. All right. You guys should already know this one. The plastic canvas, bro. You gotta have this stuff around. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's 3 billion uses for this. Like, I've used it to make little platforms on mops, like to put moss on. You can use it to like make little floors for eggs to fall through. You can use it. I cut squares and I put it in my worm cultures and I put the food on top of them. This one I can get behind. Yeah, your moss wall. Like, it's safe to be in the water. You can do a CPD egg collection thing real easy. Grab any container, put this over it, a few rocks underneath it to weigh it down. You'll get like 1 billion eggs. We put moss on top of the grid. But it's cheap. It'll last you a while. The uses are like infinite. You can see here in this photo that just came up, that's one of my Scarlet Badis juveniles. Let me go back. And I actually didn't. So it's the floor in this tank, kind of. I'm gonna put moss over it, and it's just a way to kind of passively add another layer, because I'm not necessarily breeding things. I just like having another layer of stuff. And when I first set it up, I didn't have a ton of plants and things like that, so that's why I use this. But you'll see there, like, how you see some worms sticking out over here. Stuff like this you can play around with, and maybe you find a way to use it that other people aren't yet. And that's one thing I like about the canvas, is there's always ways to innovate, you know. I just got a few Lowell collectors in the mail yesterday. Oh wow, congrats. Yeah, I need to get more plastic canvas. Just use my last sheet as a separator in my fry grow out tank. See, exactly, bro. The plastic canvas has infinite uses. All right, the next gadget. That's the wrong kind of. Okay, laser thermostat. Laser thermostat. This is Let me look at my history to see which one it is that I bought. But bro, I can't have the probe in my tank, like, with the temperature. I can't be like buying those $3 things and throwing it. Like, I needed a better way to, you know, I have 20 plus tanks, right? I needed a better way to know what the temperature of them were quickly at any time. I watched like a bunch of videos to figure out which cheaper one to buy. I got this one, the Vivor infrared thermometer, and it's $35, so not the worst. For me, it actually saves me money because I have enough tanks where I have to buy a thermometer for each one, and I don't like the heat. I don't like the meat thing. I don't like any of that. This is what I like. It also makes it way easier when stuff comes in. If you care about what temperature the bag was in, you can do it on that. You can use it for cooking stuff, and even better, you can use it like from across the room, you know. And from my testing, other people have said like the temperature difference between like the glass and reflection and all that, it's not that really that bad. Maybe like it maybe makes it a degree or two off. You can shine it through the top if you want. But if you have more than one tank, I feel like you should just get one because it makes sense. It just does. And ever since I got it, my light, if I want to know the temperature of something, I pick it up. Pew, pew. Oh, what's that tank down there? Pew. What's that tank up there? Pew. I'm a mechanic. I got a snap-on heat gun. Works pretty well. Having one of these is clutch. Okay, see, we got a professional endorsement in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Let me make sure that I'm getting my... Okay. But yeah, no. I think that it's more than worth the investment. Because what are those other aquarium thermometers that... Oh my god. Like these things, bro, never again. I got so sick of it, and then, oh, it fell into the tank, or I don't know, bro. It just wasn't working. It wasn't. I probably do it just for fun. Yeah, it is fun. Mine doesn't make the laser noises like yours. No, that's... You have to add the laser noises in post. Okay. Oh, whoa. I don't want audio. Mute that. Oh, this is on the screen is a Scarlet Badis. Some Scarlet Badis. Okay. What else do I use a lot? Oh man. Oh. The Barina lights, bro. These things. I'm throwing away all my aquarium lights. I'm not gonna lie. I'm all in on shop lights, on LED shop lights. It's just so much easier to get a long one to do more than one tank. I was walking in the fish store. I was like, all these tanks look nice. I like the light. Like, it's just a Barina shop light. And I was like, you know what? And the other thing is, these lights with timers is terrible because I want to use the Casa Bluetooth timers. I want everything to be able to be controlled from my phone and whatnot. And I guess that's like the accompanying thing. So these Bluetooth outlets, bro, changed my life. Shout out to Corey, Aquarium Co-op. Let me see if I can get the exact one that I got, because it's like one of those products where there's like 3 billion soulless names. HP371365. All right, so you get 4 of them for $25. You can, you know, do one daisy chained strip if you want to really make one go a long way. But it's just so much nicer than every time the power goes out having to reset the clock on the light. Even with the Fluval ones, I gotta like go back in the app and reselect them. Like, I actually have my Fluval set to manual, and they're all on this. And I didn't buy the Fluvals that came with some used things, so no, I don't have it like that. But I do happen to come across them. Lurk mode for a few. I've heard the guns can wander a bit for readings depending on what surface you measure. Yeah, it can. Like in my experience, it's only like a degree or two, and that's been consistent with other people that use them. But you'll find a lot of YouTube, like I think Dan's Fish use a lot of people that ship stuff have them so they can do them on the bags. Being a degree or two off for me is worth it if it means I'm actually checking the temperature, because I just wasn't. I'm cycling my first tank. Any tips? My tips would be to be patient and to interfere with it the least amount possible. I feel like all that, like a lot of times, efforts to like get things to cycle quicker, I think just make the process longer. Um, but add lots of plants. I would add lots of plants. That's what I always would do. Okay. Feel free to ask any random questions like that, and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. But don't get offended if I get distracted midway through, like I am now. But Jesse, I see you said you used the Barinas too. I just like them. The light is good. They're bright. They come in different sizes depending on how long your rack is, or even if you want one that's just like the size of a 20 long. And it comes in packs. They're pretty affordable. You get 6 of them for $50. It just makes this plus a Casa timer. It makes way more sense than aquarium lights for me. And they even come with like mounting kits in them. I just hate, like, I don't know, man. It's LEDs. Like it's LEDs. I don't really find that plants grow any worse. Now I'm doing like easy stuff because I'm not like a huge plant guy, but like everything seems to be growing fine, doing fine. So yeah, I think that actually Corey did have the right idea with his light not having a timer and things like that, and just focusing on making it bright and XYZ. But you know, why buy one $100 light when you can get 6 $50 lights? And then even if they're thin, you need 2. You can space them out. Because I like having a light in the back and the front anyway, if I really want it to look nice. Don't cut the diffusers off the burritos, though. Oh my gosh. Phoenix, I do have some hikers too, and I do like that about they are easier to put back back to the thing. The Necrew ones, they also do save your settings, but it takes longer for me to reset them, because you have to go in, hold the setting button, then do it. At least with the hikers that have the screen on the top, you can just kind of doot 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 because it's flashing. Would you ever consider a video on how you find aquatic isopods in the wild? We have no suppliers where I live. Where do you live, first of all? Because that might change my answer if I even would be able to tell you. But in general, they're in like most bodies of water. Look in leaf packs on the side. Springs are a good place to look. But I'm working on some stuff where I've gone and filmed them in their natural habitat. So yes, I would consider that, and I'm working on things related to that. I don't think I'm not gonna make a video like encouraging people to go catch them, because I'm not trying to be responsible for an increase of pillaging of natural environments, and I don't collect regularly, and I don't take any hardscape with me. The mounting kit sucks ass. Yeah, okay, the mounting kits are bad, but they're there. Okay, that's my point. They're there. Branton, you're back. Welcome back. Australia, we have super strict quarantine laws, so there's no chance of importing them without paying. Okay, let's do a cell a day in Australia. Okay. Well, this family is not native, but there's a suborder. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Database. 0 records. Okay. I got you, 1 second. Let's look on iNaturalist. Has anyone observed them? Look at the map. Look at the map. Australia. I feel like I'm like that guy that's like, he sees a patch of dirt. He's like, that's where I found it. Okay, so there's definitely isopods where you're at. Yep, that's an isopod. And I would imagine this doesn't look like any kind of special, you know, water or anything. It's near like places. So yeah, I'd just go to a local creek or stream and just look around. You probably find some. Ah! Please tell me I didn't just close all that. Okay. I did. Bro. I fumbled the keys. Okay, we're back. Anyways, the thing about like catching the isopods is like it's kind of like with scuds. And I was actually talking to Alex about this. I was like, some people, they're the kind of person that like when they see you're selling something that you can find in nature, like, why in the world would you ever pay for that? You could just go catch it. I'm like, bro, I did not want to go catch things and put them out and deal with all that. Like, I wanted to order it from someone who bred it. My first isopods came from Garden of Eden for that reason. Now I have since then. It took me months to like be able to stomach collecting. Like, I wash my hands a lot. Like, I used to catch things with my hands as a kid. I've just kind of become a germaphobe. It was hard for me mentally to get to a place where I could even like go out and find them. But I finally did, and I have gone collecting. But the thing is like, bro, if you're someone that's worried about XYZ and anxious about a bunch of stuff like I am, it's a lot of work. Like, I drove, the one place that I went to go collect them was like I drove like in total like 3 hours to get to the spot. Then I'm there for an hour, then I'm catching them, then I'm bringing them back, I'm like processing the samples. Like, it's like hours and hours. Yes, bro, I would rather pay 40, 30, 50, 20, whatever it is, so I can just have them sent to me so I don't have to do that. But if it's something that you enjoy, then yes, you can easily go find some aquatic isopods for sure. Just go towards water. Why are you so interested in isopods in my tanks? Just curious. Man, how long do you have? This will be like a therapy session real quick. But I discovered them early in my fish keeping. They do a lot of really useful things for me. They take care of my fish eggs. They, help keep my tanks healthy and stuff like that. And one of the original things that like drove the interest was definitely like, okay, they're super expensive. I kind of saw them and I was like, yo, they're incredible. I was like, people are already buying terrestrial isopods. I was like, this is the kind of thing that everyone would want to have when they learned they existed, but it's actually useful because the last few whatever our options been like shrimp, blah blah, and then if you want to try and find something a little bit more natural, it's like scuds, and scuds are horrendous. When I found these things that are like all the good parts of scuds without the bad parts, I was like, bro, how can I, like, why is this not a thing? And then I was like, well, where I just bought it, it was $4 an isopod, so that's probably part of it. I know someone who lost a phone trying to collect in the wild. Listen, we're not going to talk about that. You can go back to, there's a live stream where I talk about losing my phone, getting caught in quicksand. And if you want to laugh at my misfortune, you can do that. But SC, I just think that not everyone is as mean as you are. That's really what I think. I'm just saying. I just put my live mishaps to private real quick, so that's what was distracting me. The one time I leave my house to go collecting, I fell in completely. Yep. That's pretty much... You know what? I'm not engaging. But yeah, that's another thing about collecting is, like, depending on where you're doing it, it's not a zero risk activity. All right? I'll just leave it at that. Things happen. Okay, we did the Bluetooth timers, we did the Casa lights. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, featherweight forceps. So these are really helpful if I could find them. I've lost mine. But these are really helpful because you want to be able to pick up things without hurting it, right? So this is like for the aquatic isopods, and if you keep land isopods or any kind of insect, or maybe if it's a live food, or you're just trying to do something a bit more delicate, these are really nice. They're designed to grab on to small things without hurting them. They're etymology forceps. So yeah, pick up an ant if you want, to do so without killing it. Some people keep ants. We're not here to judge. I'm friends with many ant keepers. Hold on, I don't I'm friends with ant keepers. What if you can't use plants to cycle? Well, before I can advise you on your cycling, you're just gonna have to let me know what you've already done, and kind of where you're at. Cause yeah, I like for instance, like do you have like a fluval stratum or something? Cause that potentially could change your cycling timeline. Putu says use Daphnia to cycle. Interesting stories. Yeah, okay, buddy. Widget supply for tweezers for cheap AF. I'm in. Because I'm always breaking mine or losing mine. Oh, okay. Where is this from? What is widget supply? Hard to find hobby tools. What in the world is this? How did you find this? I'm gonna get so distracted. I can't get distracted. Can you get what other kind of tweezers? Like we need a. I guess this is like for the forceps type thing. Oh, but this is like a serrated. All right. Well, here. This is another option. One of my favorite sites I found. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dive. I mean, should I look at stuff now? Hobby knives. Ooh, I bet some jeweler tools could be magnifiers. Okay, magnifiers could be kind of cool. Storage containers. What in the world? Oh, look at these cute little screw-on lid containers. How much is this shipping though? 6-inch wild ear tweezer, serrated medium tip, closeout. Okay. Who names this stuff? All right. Anyways, that is a great site for people to go look at. I will have to go and dive on there later, but that is pretty cool. I don't really have a specific tweezer recommendation. They're all kind of the same. Fly Guy says I have Seacom. Oh, Seacom as a tweezer. Let's see this premium. Well, it's not popping up on Amazon. Okay, let's look at Seacom tweezer. Oh, well, it popped up on Google. $25. I'm buying the thermostat gun. You guys are very interesting in a good way. Yeah, that's a good disclaimer you had. Anyways, okay, feather etymology forceps. Really useful for I think most people probably have some use for them, but especially if you keep land isopods and stuff like that, you want a way to pick things up, especially if you're clumsy like I can be with my hands. Like accidentally freaking crush something. Okay. Here's another thing. Deli containers with lids. Extremely useful. So this is what I like using them for. I actually use these as like catch cups also. So I do use the containers, but like if I'm doing a lot of things, then I have these as like little catch cups for like shrimp or the isopods, and stuff like that. And what's nice is that they're transparent, they're inexpensive, and you can use it for organization. You can use it for catching things. You can use it for your cultures. I use it a lot for like when I'm clearing floating plants, like, and I'm just like doing the comb thing. I dump them into here, I feel like I always need something to put something in, so it's nice having a bunch of stuff. You can get the taller ones, it's got all the different sizes. Now, I will say I haven't found the perfect culture container that's like the price and functionality meeting perfectly. I think it might be mason jars, but the problem is like the glass does break. But mason jar, I want a screw-on lid, okay? I hate cultures like microworms with a lid that I gotta pry off. It gets sticky. Moisture sometimes flies everywhere. Like, it's also slower. I love just being open it up. So mason jars is definitely one that I like. For all my, I use it for all my live food cultures if I can. You can also, I like peanut butter jars, empty peanut butter jars and stuff like that. So that's actually something you don't really, but screw on lid stuff for cultures is what I believe in. And if I buy something at an auction and it's in one of those deli containers, which they often are in the short deli containers, I immediately repackage it into something with a twist lid. Do you have to worry about pressure building up? Well, you do for most of this. Is that for the containers? Because a lot of the culture stuff, you're gonna be poking it with holes for air, so you wouldn't have to worry about the pressure stuff. But sheesh, man. All right, next. What category can I go into? What category can I go into? Well, this is actually not on no. Yarn. Come on, bro. You need the spawning mop stuff. Got all sorts of yarn on here. I think I did acrylic yarn is what I did, I believe. And I don't need to explain to you what yarn is and what it's used for. I also do use it for tying all sorts of stuff to things. So it's like the spawning mops, but then I use it to tie stuff like to a rock or something like that. You gotta have some yarn, bro. Gotta have some yarn. In that vein, I'm trying to think. Oh, clips. Clips, bro. Like these kind of things. So useful. So useful. Like it could be like holding a siphon in place. It could be, well, that's what I use it for a lot. A siphon in place. If you got a tube like spitting water out, put that in place. You just need clips around. If just my opinion, in your life in general, unrelated to fish stuff, it's nice having clips of various sizes. Let's see, clip multi-pack. I just find them to be very useful. And these ones, like these metal ones, they get all rusted and stuff, so like it doesn't really work. Also, they clamp down like super hard, so if I was doing it against a tank, like I probably would feel a little bit weird about that. But these plastic ones, they do have a metal spring, but it's not like that big of a deal. And the rest of it's plastic, so you can have it in the water adjacent. And yeah, clips. I like clips. Chips clips? Is that a real thing? Did you just make up another website, SC? I had those clips. Works great for holding my Python water chains. See, that's how I know that I'm on to the right stuff, because oh wait, let me put the chat back up on the screen. My bad. But that's how I know I'm onto the right stuff, because someone else has also bought it. So far for most things we're getting like, okay, this is my most recent purchase. First I did the mortar and pestle. Okay, I did one of these small cheap ones, and if you're gonna do it, I would say get a bigger one, because I've been basically powderizing all my food and adding like different things to make it more nutritionally useful. Like things like spirulina or chia seed powder and stuff like that. An electric herb grinder. I was resistant because I liked how cathartic it was to use the mortar and pestle, and then one day I broke my mortar and pestle. I immediately ordered this, and it's been great. It makes the food into a super fine powder. And I have my food in like a spice shaker, like one of the big ones with the red lids. And I just go to all my tanks, boop boop, shake, 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 shake. And I think some people, like, their things with the spice shakers are like, oh, the food goes bad or whatever. I mean, bro, put in the amount that you're gonna use, I guess, if that's what you're worried about. But I'm not, so you can keep it in the freezer or something, honestly. But yeah, I really like this. And also, if you're gonna mix things up with the food, like a medication, or you just need to feed fry, you could just make your own fry food. Like, just take any pellet, any flake, and then now it's super, super, super fine. Some might even call it magic. Not me, but some might call it magic. So this is the one I got. I think they're probably all around the same. I think at the time there was some coupon on it or something. That's why I got that one. But there's a bunch. There's some that are like $13. Some of them are like coffee grinders too. I think that it's worth it. That's what I say. Electric grinders can heat up when they're grinding, so make sure to pulse it, or you might degrade the nutrients in the food. Yeah, that's a good note, Jess. It definitely can heat up if you hold it down for a long time. Some of the things that I might add, like spirulina powder, is already super fine anyway. So that's like, yeah, that's a good note about the heat. Any idea on what percentage it degrades? I'd be curious. Like if there's like a graph. Okay. Like what is the most that the nutrients could deplete? But a lot of these, this one I think actually had a note like not to run it for longer than whatever amount of seconds. Yeah, see, it takes 3 to 5 seconds for coarse grinding, and 8 to 5 seconds for fine grinding. So, and if you read through, it does talk about like heat or whatever. So, if I had read the instructions, then I probably would have just immediately spat out to pulse it. I'm learning. Chip bag clips / snack clips have magnets on them, so they hang on a rack. Okay, but what's the cost factor? Let's see. Oh, that puts me on my next thing though. Okay, yeah. Now the thing is that not all of these open wide enough is the problem. Like for like a 40, like my 40 breeder, like I have to use the bigger clips for that. So that's why I like these, because they come in, they're meant to open wide and like hold things together and blah blah. And I don't know why, but my brain is like having a hard time comprehending what I'm seeing, so I can tell the sizes. But yeah, you might need multiple size ones, because like a 40 breeder, whatever, like the lip, it like comes out wider, so I would get a bigger one if you have a bigger tank, just to make sure. I rarely have had a time where it's too small, or something's too small to be clipped. But yeah, it's a good thing on the chip bags. But the magnet is another thing. Okay, so you can buy like packs of magnets for like pretty cheap, and some of them are surprisingly strong. And you can even get like little bars of magnets that have a sticky to stick onto something, and then you can just put your tweezers or whatever up there. I put my scissors, like my aquarium scissors, my tweezers, and even nets. A lot of nets have like a metal wire in them, and they can stick to the magnets. So like I haven't fully implemented this in my fish room, but like getting just a cheap pack of little magnets, they can hold up a lot. But there's also like magnet bars, like this here. I haven't tried this one, so I can't necessarily recommend it. I'll put the links to everything later in the description. None of them are like an endorsement or recommendation. It's just, this is what I talked about. If you're interested to look at it, and there'll be affiliate links, because like, I guess why not? But like, please don't buy stuff you don't need. But yeah, this kind of thing I think is super useful, and there's all sorts of ways you can incorporate this into a room. It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy how many things are magnetic in a fish room. It really is. So hey, if you want a spring for like a longer bar, it's still only like $20, or I don't know how long are these bars. You can string them together. Let's see. It's in millimeters. Like, bro, I don't understand what millimeters are. But you see what it is. Pack of 24, $16. In my experience, they've been pretty strong. This thing shows a very handy man with throbbing veins in his arms, paws. And while the man is real, the tools hanging on the wall and the magnets are painfully fake. So I'm really just questioning how this graphic came to be. Like, this is some truly disturbed work. And then, like, why is this a real photo of it here? But this is pretty cool because you can see they've lined all the bars up on this wire rack, and they're hanging everything from it. And this wire rack is similar to what a lot of people have fish tanks on. So there you go. Here it is in action. I don't know what this nonsense is all about. This looks like Bob the Builder. What the world? A couple of fish says you can also separate aqua soil from sand very well with a strong magnet. Now that's nice. Yurio, I'm gonna have to add some stuff to my basket after this live. Whoa, wait for the affiliate link, buddy. I'm playing. Okay. And feel free to throw out any suggestions. I'd love to know if anyone has a favorite fish net, because not all fish nets are the same, and unfortunately a lot okay, that's not the kind of fish net I'm talking about. But some fish nets are like faster than others. Some, the net part, like, it changes direction easier. Like, I do not think all fish nets are equal. I've tried this one, and I think I liked it. Some fish nets are also too heavy, so they slow you down. I get some kitchen items and hardware goods cheap from Ollie's. Okay. Ollie's is a good shout out. Oh, turkey baster. Oh my god, bro. First of all, like, what are those other things called? Oh, pipettes. Let me talk about pipettes. Useless. I hate these. I do. They're soft, they're squishy. They're too small to suck up a lot of things. The only good thing about them is it has a measurement. They're also like, a lot of them are too short to really go into a tank or anything. Like, I don't know, bro. It's nice for stuff like the chlorinator. It's not enough for medication, so I want to use it for that. I do have something for medication, but that's not going to be this. The glass droppers, they break. Again, the entrance is too small, and it's glass, so you can't modify it. Turkey basters are the truth, all right? They're the absolute truth, and I got to tell you, I've used a lot of them. And the reason why I like them so much more than the pipettes is, one, the power of it, the amount. So, like, I can have it in the tank for a long time, like half squeezed. And if I'm chasing a fry or something, I can go unleash a little bit. Oh, I missed it. And I can keep going out to take it out. Like, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. The other thing is the length. So if I want to, get some worms at the bottom of a tank or something, a lot of these are longer than the pipettes. And again, the size makes a difference in what you can actually suck up, and also how easy it is. Because if it's too small, then even just like a too big piece of like plant debris or mold could like clog it or something when you're trying to suck something up. All right, now here's the thing about turkey basters. You need them to be transparent, so like all this metal shenanigans, like, out. You gotta be able to see through it at least a little bit. It doesn't need to be super clear. Now the problem is the super clear ones, they can break. Not easily, but I've broken several of them by stepping on them. Now, you may think to yourself, how are you living where the turkey baster is on the floor? I'll answer that with, I have had 2 different phones that were run over by a car in 2 different states. So this is just kind of how my life is. But if that's not a problem for you, which I think it won't be, they're not that breakable. I'm just saying that, they're easier to break if you step on them, usually the more clear ones. It's not like if you drop it, it's going to break kind of a thing at all. No, I would go for a clearer one. They do have measurements on them. So there is some, if you're doing a bigger amount of something, there's some measurements on some of them. Magitarium's turkey baster is actually pretty good. I like their turkey baster. It's a good size. And another thing to keep in mind is sometimes you want it super long, but what I'm realizing is some of my turkey basters are too long to easily get in if the clearance isn't high enough, if the tank is, so like, these are things just to keep in mind. Yes, I'm min-maxing turkey basters. I've tried a lot of these. My favorite are these like clear ones with the black thing. The stuff with the bigger bulbs, like this one, horrendous. This was terrible. And another thing is you want it to maintain the water inside. Like you don't want to like leak slowly as you're kind of holding the pressure. That's another way I kind of evaluate performance. The Imaginarium one has performed really well for me, and it basically looks like this. This. And some of the another thing to look at, this connection between the okay, I'm talking about turkey, the connection between the bulb and the thingy. Some of them is not as like as watertight as others, and that affects performance. So you can get a straw. Oh yeah. You can get a straw, add on to the length of the turkey baster kits. Some include them. Okay. So yeah, you can extend the turkey basters. Extendo. Get an extendo clip for your turkey baster. This shit's crazy, bro. This shit's absolutely crazy. Turkey baster extension. Wow. Look at that. Extendo clip. Now this is a coral feeder, so that's. Now, Putu has said in the past, the plastic ones are nice because, yeah, they deform under heat and you can widen the size of the gap. But listen, if you buy a turkey baster, like, I think the Imaginarium one is good, so next time you're at, like, Petco, pick one up. I think it's fine. These less transparent ones might be better if you want to modify the size. I just think the plastic seems more easy to work with. I don't know, Putu. You say your opinion. I'm keen to lecture turkey basters, but yeah, I would avoid ones that have super big bulbs. They just seem to be like slippery and leak, and I don't know, bro. That's just my opinion. All right. Okay. This is like so key. Plastic syringes, bro. This changed my life. It does have some crossover with the pipettes as far as like you could use it to suck things up, and you could probably modify it. And you could even get the disposable ones. Like this is something that's super cheap. I mean, why do you need 10 of them? Like you know what I mean? I would go for kind of the stockier ones, but the point is like I use this for medication like ICX. I use this for dechlorinator. Even the ones I have at least fit in the gap, like in the bottle cap. Put it in, get the milliliters out. It's in milliliters. It's in 5 increments, this one, but I think there's some that are finer. But 5 is usually 5 for 10 gallons, or the prime would be, the concentrate is like 1 for 10 gallons, and then you can see the little notches there in between. I like big bulbs that cannot lie. Do you use a pH pen? No. I don't use a pH pen. I do use syringes. Well, that kind of sounded like I'm a drug addict. No, I use syringes for dechlorinator and fish medication. Hold up. But it's just really nice. You do have the cups, like to pour the stuff into. The ICX is so messy and stuff. It is kind of nice just being able to, or even if I do pour it in a cup, I don't have to pour it a second time. I just use a syringe and, you know what I mean? Yeah, get a syringe. Now, pH pens, I have one, I think, technically. Here's why I don't use it. 1, I'm lazy. I would just use a test strip if I cared to know about the pH. Now I haven't tested my tanks for a routine reason in a very long time. Is another thing. So it's also just a style thing. I'm not a big tester, so this doesn't appeal to me. The other thing is, like, you got the accuracy stuff. Like, you got to calibrate them. I don't feel like doing a science experiment. I don't feel like calibrating my pH pen. I don't know how often do you have to How often do you have to calibrate a pH pen? Well, this place says once a month. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Hell no. Hell no, bro. Buy some strips. That's my opinion. But again, that's just my personal preference. I have a box of disposable syringes and used 2 so far in the last 8 months. Yep. I just keep reusing the disposable ones. I just have them in here indefinitely. There was a point where I tried to have one for each tank, and then I was like, this is ridiculous. I think someone in the house just like happened to have a box of them that they came across, so I just had infinite disposable syringes for a bit. All right. Why are you doing a little? Why are you doing a little face in there? What's the problem? You want to fight? Okay. We did the wow. There's so many little things that I use all the time. Like, actually, I didn't even think the list would be this long. I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't think the list would be this long. Oh man, what else could I do? What else? Oh, you came back with 2 faces? Oh, this disrespect is crazy. pH pens are great until they're not. They need to be recalibrated every 1 or 2 uses. Oh, see, this is what I was saying, bro. There's no way. I'm too lazy for a liquid test kit. There's no way that I'm calibrating just for 1 parameter every other time I use it. Yeah, no. I guess rubber bands count. I don't use them too much these days, but like, you can use them to attach stuff to rocks and stuff. Technically, you know, and once the thing like grows onto it, you could just cut it and remove it. Like if you're attaching a plant to a thing. Actually, I think people use what's that? There's some kind of line that you can use that dissolves eventually. I forget. Or you could just use something that degrades in water. But I gotta be honest, that's not. Oh, silicone. Let me just type in aquarium silicone. You can get like a aquarium branded silicone. I'm just too lazy to remember which one it was. This is good to have for many reasons, like beyond like if you're going to repair a seal or whatever. I actually have used this for attaching stuff to things. It's really nice. Yes, you could use super glue and other things like that. I actually made a little cave out of rocks using silicone. I just found it easier to work with. So it's definitely something to consider. I've used it for making little overflow pipe things. There's all sorts of uses for silicone in a fish room. It's just something that you can attach stuff to in a way that's safe and not toxic to the tank. And if you're a crafty person, the options are limited. Put this with the plastic canvas. You can make a little cage if you want. Make your own little breeder box out of plastic mesh. Or actually, I don't know if this attaches to plastic that well. Have I used it that way? I don't know. My point is that it's just a little crafty thing to have. You never know when you might need some kind of thing like this. I do think like super glue is like an equivalent thing, but I found that it's less value. Like it's more expensive for less stuff, and for some reason, for my use case, I just found silicone a lot easier to work with. Zip ties are better. I was getting to the zip ties, bro. It's also an aesthetic thing, though. I can't make a cave out of a zip. I can't piece rocks together with zip ties. But yes, zip ties are another thing that are nice to have around. I didn't realize that. Were you dreaming of a pH pen, yo? Did we just crush your dreams? You guys are smart. Well, that's why it's nice with the chat, because it's like people that actually know what they're talking about can correct me. Aquarium sponge on a stick. They say pH pens need to be stored with the tip wet, but okay, see, every message you put about pH pens, like I already wasn't gonna buy them, but now it's like I'm ready to openly laugh at anyone that buys them for their aquarium. I think you're an idiot in this way. That's my opinion now. That's my opinion. Hey, hate me. Say I'm mean. At least I don't gotta calibrate my pin. I'm sorry we crushed your dreams. Zip ties and mesh are great. See, you see how all this little stuff ties together for something that you don't know what might come up. You don't know what might come up. You get the zip ties, you get the plastic mesh. You know what I mean? You can zip tie the plastic mesh together. Now we're back in business. Putu is someone that is very crafty and has made a lot of really cool stuff out of these things. So definitely look for their name in the chat. SVC 570, also a great name. He is a very handy person, a fabricator. He's bolting tanks to his wall. Okay, Reddit hates him. I feel like a clip like Reddit hates him. 10 secrets to mounting a fish tank onto your wall. No, so those two people, like, I would listen to what they say in the chat over anything I say. But SVC says silicone plus glass cutter plus old window equals new fish tank. Yeah, see, I want to get like that one day because I'd love to make like custom sized little fry trays out of glass. But when I tried to do glass cutting, I didn't take the time to do it the right way, for one. But yeah, you know what it is. But I feel like we're cooking here with this list though. Being hated by Reddit is a badge of honor. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, you need to message me the link to the post that you did of your tanks on the wall because I want to see all the mad people. Shoot me a message on a Discord if you have it. Bottle brushes of various sizes are quite handy too. Okay, what are you using these for? Man, this looks crazy, bro. This thing looks insane. Dude, like, why has my brush got so much aesthetic design and built into it? Like, it's got a heart, and so like okay, it's for dishes. I was like, this better not be a toilet brush, cause like I'm not for the kitchen. I could see carrying about it look nice. Okay, this makes sense. Cleaning hoses and HOBs. Popcorn. He wants the Reddit thread. He wants the tea. I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. Okay. You definitely got to reuse containers because like I was going through containers and I like the screw, but there's so many you can reuse. Like someone said like the soup container stuff, peanut butter jars, olive jars. I mean everything. I like jars because they're super see-through and they got the screw lid. That's basically my requirement. But I even use like old, like the extreme fish foods come in the clear, and any of like the copy and paste aquarium food brand aquatic foods. Like if your brand is soulless enough that if I just type in aquatic foods, like, and that's your actual name, like, bruh. But all the any of these clear containers work really well. I do a lot of springtails in these ones because they're bigger. And I've been getting my springtail numbers up because I feed them like every day. Not that kind of bottle brush. Okay, look, I got distracted, bro. I'm sorry, you didn't specify. And I saw the JBL tweezers. Okay. See? Specified. Does Amazon have it? Let's look at JBL. Okay, here we go. Oh, I do have these. I don't know if these are actually the ones, but I do have these. They're nice. They're forceps. I feel like I can pick up more sensitive things with them. But the thing is, these don't open very wide. That's the one thing I hate about them. They don't open very wide, and they're kind of stiff. It's probably intentional, but I sent you a link to the post. Okay, so a quick tea break. Here. Put in the chat, put a yes if yes, and an in if no. Do you think that mounting an aquarium on your wall is a good idea? You can do more than one letter. Like, just let us know before we look at this and judge it. I just want to know your preconceived bias before we go into this. Okay. Yeah, I got distracted from the tweezers, my bad. But yes, these tweezers do look nice. They do look nice. I actually do like the black tweezers. I'm a sucker for that aesthetic. I like the black stuff, the landlord special. What? Oh, Phoenix says no. All right, we got a Redditor in here. Like the stand? Oh man, you're not even ready. Okay. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay. First attempt at a hanging aquarium stand. Now, you see, this first sentence is already like, this person understands the r/aquariums audience. And I'll say, like, if I had to rate collective groups on, like, not necessarily fish knowledge, but like, the r/aquariums group is not where I'd go for a solid and reasoned opinion. That's how I'll say it. This is already dangerous. This is dangerous waters. I mean, bro, let's just look at the top post in the suburb, bro. This is cool. I saw this, the title system. Got some eels. Urgent question. And it's just two, like, bro, what is this? What is the urgent question? I'm house sitting for people with very vague instructions. I know nothing about fish. They have a regular tank that has the fish. Then they have a downstairs tank that has no fish. Oh my god, they're describing a sump. They told me to add the cups to tank Thursday to the upstairs. Bro, okay, yeah. So this is just a place where bad things are documented. I know nothing about stingrays, so I cannot evaluate. But it's a lot of people looking for answers, and sometimes they get the right ones, and other times you just gotta shake your head. If you want a pH pen, get the cheapest one and don't live by what it says. Bro, I have the Apera pH pen only because it's good, because I got it for a good price, but it's not worth the hassle. He's like, man, if you want to buy a pH pen just to have one, go for it, but it's not going to be useful. If you know what you're doing, sure. If you don't know how to find a stud, then no. Okay? So right now we're at 1 no, 2 yes. Yurio said yes, I think. And we got a conditional yes. And then we basically got a no from Poo2, because they said, I wouldn't trust myself to do that, but kudos to those who can and do. Also send you more. Okay. Anyways, let me read the post. Okay. I'm sure some will say it's an accident waiting to happen. And to them I say we shall see. I've been wanting to add another tank in the garage, but also wanted to clear up some workbench. So I decided to build a floating tank stand. The stand holds 2 10-gallon tanks and 1 29-gallon tank. Sheesh. That's like 3 billion pounds. I built the frame out of 1 by 1 by 1 8-inch steel angle with one sorry, I don't know why I can't talk. The 1/4-inch support plates under the ends and 2 in the middle where the tank meets. The upper brackets on the wall are 1/4-inch steel, and there are 4. This is just so crazy, like, to have cables holding up your tank. Like, there are 4 1/8 steel cables attaching to the main frame. All this is held to the wall with a total of 8 4.5-inch ledger locks. The first thing, when I'm reading this, I'm like, well, this person clearly knows way more about everything than I do, so, like, who am I to say this is a bad idea? Like, I'm like, a ledger lock, I don't know what the hell that is. So, sure, why not? So far, there's no bowing, bending, moving, or anything else that would indicate that something may fail. All that's left besides setting up the middle tank is figuring out the lighting and tidying up the wire and air lines. All right, let's look at this. So here we see the shelf. Let me make this bigger. Here we see the shelf. Yep. It looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. I need this in my life. But I don't. But I do. Wow. That's a tank attached to the wall. I just love how it fits in perfectly. Man, that's the 29-gallon? Bro, that is kind of crazy. Oh, that 10-gallon on the right looks so sick. What the hell? I mean, how can you hate on something that looks this nice? Usually, when someone says they got a planted tank and they're asking you for advice, it looks like this picture, but there's only 1 or 2 stems of this plant. And maybe like 1 more over here. Like, removes 98% of the plants in this photo, and you have what most people like. I don't know what's happening. I'm cycling like, and I have a planted tank. Just harvested a bunch of orange Vin eggs. Orange Vin eggs. Is that a chicken egg? Is this real? Anything shelf like my cats make a disaster of? True. Never underestimate the power of steel under tension. Yurio says, damn, that looks nice. That's a vibe. Hey, that's actually high praise, because don't you have the Hillstream, the really nice Hillstream tank? No, not the Hillstream tank, I'm sorry. It's the one with the lattice and stuff in there. My point is this is a person of taste, and they're saying that it's a vibe and looks nice, so we're off to a good start. So far the reaction from the you guys is relatively positive, I would say. But let's see what the Reddit is. And you can also tell that this person actually has gotten a bunch of hate because, oh no, the goldfish, bro. That's what I'm forgetting. The goldfish. My bad, bro. Orange Venezuelan. Yeah. Very nice. Oh god. Why do you people have to know things? I gotta try and read this. If I was going to mount a tank to the wall, I'd want to use galvanized square steel and some expansion screws borrowed from my aunt. What in the world? Okay, you guys figure that out. Let me continue. I'll come back to that. You said one looked like a turkey. Yeah, your goldfish did look kind of crazy. So I like you to notice it's got 226 upvotes, right? The top comment has 619. So like you can tell how people, this is extremely controversial, in the sense that everyone thinks this is stupid as hell. Now, this is my guess. I think they just see this plywood and they just judge it because it's not painted some aesthetic color or something, and that means it's not to be trusted. That's what I think, because I'm looking at this like steel rod and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, man, it's good enough for bridges that my car is driving across, right? Yeah, the first comment is nightmare, and then the second comment is fuel. Wow, they really thought they did something there, bro. Wait until you see the hot tub on the deck. Literally, see, these people have too much anxiety to have fun, bro. Come on. You've never mounted like 1,000 pounds to your wall? I love how you're like, fuck it, I need a TV over this shit too. Both stressful to look at and amazing to look at. Okay, well, if I wasn't worried, I'd probably be able to enjoy this, but I can't. So this person's admitting that it's fantastic, but they personally have too much, they worry too much about these kind of things to enjoy. But that's not total. The TV is not long for that world with the moisture. Man, some people, like, they look at things and they can only see the worst possible thing that can happen, when, like, realistically, like, one, you just put a lid on the tank, but two, like, do you know how long it would take probably for that to cause a problem? I mean, I'm just gonna assume that there is not like a swamp in there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like so funny how some people like, you can't do that because there's one thing that could possibly happen. Like, man, that's a horrible way to live. This is freaking me out. Nobody knows those meme videos with Little John remodeling his coffin home. I don't. With the TV on top, that's awesome. See, the TV's a plus. Is there solid wood? See, I told you. It's the appearance. Oh, but look at this. This comment got 112 upvotes. Yes, all 8 ledger locks go through the bracket, a piece of OSB plywood, a 2x4 stud, and end in a second piece of OSB on the outside wall that's the siding outside is nailed to. It's not so scary once you do the math to see how much each piece hold. There's roughly 450 pounds of water, substrate, and hardscape. Divide that by 8, you get... Yeah, honestly, people do realize, like, heavier things are mounted to walls, like, pretty regularly. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually not that much. And the math breakdown, 56 pounds on each ledger lock that are rated for 290 pounds each. Like, yeah. This eases a great deal of my stress. How do you plan to do water changes, though? Your siphon go both ways? Oh my gosh. Oh, you actually are siphoning water into it? Oh, this is crazy. No, I'm not bored with this. Get a pump. You probably have one, though. You've made an automatic water change system since then. Actually, this is 8 months ago. Yeah, that didn't last long. TVs outside is a real thing. Go to sports bars. Yeah, see? That's a good point. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Reminds me of the quote, there are bold chemists and old chemists, but no old bold chemists. I don't know if that's true. Fish don't like loud sounds. I don't think they'd appreciate the TV. I mean, I don't think they'd appreciate many modern day households with kids or people that enjoy music or... Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I don't think the TV... First of all, I would agree with that if the TV looked like it had any amount of bass or speaker on it. I imagine whatever sound this thing's putting out, if it's from there. Now, if he has the speakers on the side, then the sound's probably actually going away from the fish, and it's not that bad. But it's coming from this TV screen itself. Like, it's not going to be frequencies or that bad. It would just make equipment management more annoying than the aesthetics are pleasing, but if the mountain correctly, it's not scary at all. Okay, there is an updated photo. I've just been kind of going through the comments, but I should probably move along. Oh man, this is just... I hate people that can make things, bro. All I do is make a mess. Okay, but here's the updated photo. Let's see what you guys think. Updated photo number 1. Okay, in the updated photo I sent you, the TV is gone, but it's not because the water ruined it. And yeah, not siphoning water into it anymore. I mean, we've all been there. I remember when I had to get like a stool and stack boxes to put the bucket up high enough to siphon water into things. Ooh, well that we'll go back to the gadget thing. But yeah, okay, you got the little platform for the TV now, and that also solved the lighting issue here. We got lighting, the black backgrounds is looking very nice, and then this is photo number 2. And look at all those rocks. Now that is what I like to see. That is what I like to see. And the photos from before 8 months ago. This goes to show you how much people can change their goals or what they want things to look like. Well, this is exactly what I like. Rocks. Oh, there's the yarn. And we got a container. See, we got 2 items already. Look at me being creepy. But yeah, this looks pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Now I see the TV is missing. But yeah. I want a rack of just like 10 gallons mounted to the wall like this. That would be awesome. Yo said, I'm jealous. You did a great job. I concur. Now, speaking of trying to siphon things from a bucket into the aquarium, on aquarium gadgets, a pump. If you're doing bucket stuff, this is nice to have. And you don't need like a super powerful pump or anything. A lot of them are too powerful. But yeah, even if you just want to empty the tank faster and you don't have small stuff you're worried about getting sucked into, I mean, yeah, it's also an option. There are all sorts of different pumps for different things. But it's just something to put in your mind out there. You know, a pump. Like you can pump water. It's kind of cool. If you do like a RO thing, like you have RO going into like a bucket or a trash can or whatever, like, you know, empty your tank, throw a pump into that trash can, so then whenever you want to use that RO water, you just pump it out into your tank. That kind of stuff. I need to get a bigger pump. Yep. See, we got the pump it up. All right. Okay. That's enough buying things. Let's get into the next situation. The next situation. So, you might remember that. If you think of anything else to gadget to throw up, let me know. But you might remember we did a thing of trying to make an order with $100 budget. We didn't spend exactly $100, but we did order some stuff. It was over the weekend. One guy didn't ship it forever. It took a while to get here. So I wanted to let you guys know the crystal shrimp. That's one thing we ordered, crystal red shrimp. And then also a pair of Aphyosemion Gabuense arrived. And I have the photos of what they came in. And I'm going to pull those up. And then I have some video and stuff of them. But, you know, we did this together as a stream. So I wanted to make sure that I actually followed up. Because I hate when you do let's buy blah, blah, blah with this amount of money. And then nothing ever gets bought. I'm like, if I'm doing one of those things, I'm going to buy it. And then it's going to come. And we'll be like, hey, we bought all this stuff. And hopefully next time I go to an auction, I can get enough stuff that we can make an order from Aquahuna and get some crabs. Because that's what I want. Okay. So, this is the packaging. The pair of Aphyosemion Gabuense came in. Got it off of Aquabid. I think it was Blue Blade Aquatics or something was their brand. You forgot sponges? Oh my gosh. Mist and spray bottles? You guys are right. Nice for long. No more Aquahuna brand. No! I love them. I can't stop shilling. I can't. They're like a. Well, I don't have an ex that I can't quit, so it's not really like that. But it's like a daydream that you always go back to. You know, man. 650 stir by Corys. Oh, I dream of that all day. You order them, they show up alive, bro. There's nothing better. Sponges are definitely a thing. But anyways, okay, this is the packaging. It came in a small box, just wrapped in paper. They're individually bagged. That's pretty standard for killifish. There's the photo on the screen now. And then they had some branded stuff. There's some kind of fortune thing. Was that white thing down there? And then I was reading your comment about the amber Medaka. Sorry I was lurking. Just finished one tank. Continued my pond rack till now. Howdy. So yeah, they got here great. I got the pair. I'll do a follow up later in the stream with the video of them. And later, I mean in a few seconds. So that's what the killifish came in. And then the other thing we ordered on stream was the crystal shrimp. Now, with this, I've been telling people I didn't know that Dan had this stance until I started watching his videos and stuff, obviously. But Dan's fish is someone that says do not put live fish on the box. It causes all sorts of issues. Since I started shipping stuff, I noticed that to be very true. The crystal shrimp came in this box, and it was just kind of funny because, yeah, it was the box was super crushed. The photo doesn't even properly show it because I didn't want to show the personal information of the shipper and stuff, but the whole top of the box was caved in, and it says live fish fragile all over it. So Yeah, these labels, they only introduce problems and they do absolutely nothing. People do not care. Yeah. So live fish, it's actually pretty bad when that's on your box. Every time I've had an issue, it has the live fish on it, or fragile. Okay, the other interesting thing was, so this is the crystal shrimp box. So it's in the normal little square, but then inside was a small priority box, and that's what the fish bags were inside of. So I guess this is a way of like making it so they don't shake around and stuff without using stuffing. Like honestly, I can't hate on it. The only thing wrong with it is aesthetics. I think people put way too much emphasis on a lot of the shipping things, like when really for fish, for instance, like the density is the biggest difference you can make. Like I think that Dan's fish doing every single thing individually bagged is is one of the most consequential policies. But yeah, these are the crystal red shrimp, and then here's the bag that they were in, and that has a little mesh. Now this seller, he always ships stuff late. I bought from him before. Actually, funnily, I bought Malaysian trumpet snails and scuds from him a long time ago. Regretted both those purchases, but the price was right, and I got some photos and videos of them too. Let me give a second to check out in the chat, because okay, would you buy the amber? Okay, amber Medaka aquatic arts. Now I've bought some very nice Medaka rice fish on Aquabid, and one of them was an amber. Yeah, no, I would not buy this. I would not. No, don't do it. Yeah, that's horrendous. Let me see if I can find. I'll show you the amber glitter Medaka. The guy doesn't sell them. I'm trying to make a long fin version of these actually. So I have fish that are pretty similar to this. At least from this picture, the top on there is a little bit more solid, but I would not spend 150. I'm trying to find the pictures of the ones that I bought, and then also the seller name on Aquabid, because he's who I like to buy rice fish from. Okay, while I do that, what's the next thing people said? Who has the high grade ones? Me. No, I'm joking. I worked promotions and had a tent flip over during a thunderstorm, 2 TVs and a downpour for 45 minutes. We let them completely air dry for a week and they still worked. Wow. Poochoo Bird said scuds at MTS. I choked on my drink. Aquatic Arts is in the mid. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen decent photo or video of my amber glitter rice fish, Poochoo. Am I like being too snobby and saying that I feel like mine look a lot better than this? The rice fish do not look like the pictures. I've ordered a few. eBay Bob, sometimes Aquabid. Yeah, the guy that I ordered them from on Aquabid also sells them on eBay. So let me see. Rice fish. Let me just do rice fish eBay. And then I think he calls one of them like a king red or something like that. Rice fish glitter. Let me see if I can find it, but what the actual amber glitter rice fish? I gotta go through my email and find rice Medaka. Red King glitter Medaka. Okay, this is the link. Okay, this is the guy I like from Aquabid. I'm going to get off. Have a good night. It's 2 a.m. here. Yeah, man, you need to get some sleep. Okay. So this is not the amber ones, but this is the red ones. And, yeah, this person just has very nice rice fish. Kikukushi on Aquabid. And they do list on eBay too. But they don't list on Aquabid super often, so yeah, find their eBay. But this, like, they use this format like in this video for all their stuff, so I definitely would be able to recognize that. I'm like going through their review history to see if there's one on the amber glitter. I guess I can find my old things. Poo poo. Now aquatic arts rice fish are poo poo. I read Bob first and then I read yours. That's funny. You have nice mid-tier fish. Keep up the shiny work. I want to see them from California. It's so funny because like you still called them mid. You still called them mid. But at least they're better than that. At least they're better than that. Okay. Anyways, thanks for showing me. I definitely didn't want to pay. Yeah, let me actually finish seeing if I can find a listing on eBay of theirs. Yeah. So this is them on eBay. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Let me look at the other listings. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. This is them because they have the same description, I'm pretty sure. And it's usually 8. And it's usually free shipping. And like honestly, I usually was buying 8, yeah, $38. Like, so I'll put the link to this. I think this is them, I believe. Because like, let's look at the description. You're buying triangle. If I go here and Google King Glitter Medaka free shipping. Japanese Medaka, oh, S tier. Aquatics are mid to low tier. My goodness. Yeah. So look at the description just to see the similarities. They use like all the right words and stuff. So I'll put a link to this profile on Aquabid in the chat. And then I'll do it on for the eBay. But 150 for those, I wouldn't. But anyways, hey, I'll put my mid rice fish on my website one day in a billion years. There's no competition, but I'm choosy about the strains this year with the rest of the world. Yeah, I gotta get some S tier one day, or at least something that isn't mid. I'll keep working on my project. Putu is just a perfectionist. What can I say? I don't know what I don't know what I can really say. I don't have. This is. I'm trying to find photos I took of the rice fish. I have some of the descendants of these, but I think I lost the original. But I bought them from the same person. I think these weren't like any of the glitter ones or anything. I'm trying to find. I had a video of the long fin ones I'm trying to make. Okay, I'm getting distracted anyways. Nice body shape. Man, what's wrong with fish people, bro? Why are they talking about my fish's body? Okay. What is the tariffs on Medakas? I'm sure high. But rice fish are one of those things like you could easily get super good ones for like a reasonable price, or you could get terrible ones for like $1 billion. So Putu knows a lot about rice fish. So I would definitely ask them any additional questions in the chat, and I think they'll eventually sell their rice fish. I need some higher tier rice fish breeding stock so I can breed stuff that isn't mid. Okay, so I'm waiting. Oh, that's what I was doing. I was going over the stuff that we bought. Okay, let me get the footage of these guys up in here. And this is where I find out, like, do I have the right SD card? Do I? I think we all know the answer to that. It's no. It's fine though. Let's go over this footage. All right. So I have not used a lot of DaVinci before. These are Nanochromis Porelius, and I think that's the male. Really cool dwarf cichlid, West African. I mean, just look at this pattern on the caudal, the zebra stripes. You can kind of see as it goes by. It's crazy. They're such a fast fish. Like, the Pelvicochromis look like they move in slow motion in comparison to these guys. They really liked. I had this piece of wood. I felt proud of myself for how I placed it. I was like, oh, the fish are gonna love this, and they do. So I got a pair, and they love to hide in this little log. My guppies are PetSmart tier. Don't body shame fish. I've got daisies and platinums breeding. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, bro. This is a fun fish. I have him in with the rosy loaches and Ellasoma. Let's see if I do any wide shots. Oh, here's some Hillstream footage. Excuse me, where's Jody at? This is the, oh my gosh, it's not Pseudogastromi, it's a label, it's the L1. They just got reclassified. But a Chaintonensis. Check that out. Now, I don't think I have them where you can super see the kind of red. How do I zoom in on this? I don't use DaVinci normally, so someone tell me how to zoom. Okay. It's saying I can't zoom. This is crazy. It's absolute craziness. Well, anyways, you can kind of see a little bit here, the yellow. If I'm choosing a breeding group, I'll body shame, but I'll also give all the Nemos a chance to live. And calling the deformed fish a Nemo is so crazy. Oh yeah, you have a fish with no fins. Is it the pectoral fins? And it's been living for a few months. So yeah, you do give the Nemos a chance. But okay, this is a very cool Hillstream. You see I have super reds growing out with them, and I made a new rock pile in here, and they seem to be really liking it. I got an air stone in the middle of it, just to keep some flow, keep some oxygen that they like, that they enjoy. You can see a little bit of the yellow in this one. We still got some more yellow to come in, man. But you can kind of see the yellow in the fins. I'm pairing off the Scarlet Badis again. This guy was in a tank with a bunch of his fry, and I took him out into a new tank to do some spawning with what I think are two females that I actually raised up. So technically descended from him, but maybe a different mom. I forget. I honestly forget. But okay, so this is the male, and then I think, yeah, I'm gonna focus. I'm manually focusing in this. So this is the male. I put him in this tank. It's full of like Daphne and stuff. There's been no fish in it, so this is like right after I put him in. He's going to eat the detritus worms and all the buildup. That's kind of how I like to do fry tanks and some smaller spawning tanks. Is like, just let the buffet be there, bro. You know, you see this moving in the back. That's the isopod, right? Oh wait, I'm in the way. 1 second. I'm gonna make myself even smaller. But an isopod is right here. Okay, let me see if there's some more footage. Man, I gotta be honest. My first time using DaVinci, and there's some things I wish were more intuitive as far as the workflow, but it's not the worst. Okay. I like the babies. Descended from him. Yo, fix your face, bro. Don't judge me. Okay, but here you see in the back, this is, I believe, a female. There's another one we'll see later on that I thought was a female that I'm like, could be a little bit sus. That one I feel like I'm confident in. I just don't know what age the males would really get their color. So that's part of why I can't tell. Ooh. Look at that strike. Boom! One more time. Yeah, how do I brighten this? I need to brighten this. Color. Man, I don't know how to do anything in this damn workspace. You guys can see it. But that's a nice little strike. So see, this guy has like these two, it's like two little dots of pigment. Not you coming at the face, pause. But yeah, this, so I put two what I thought were females in here. This one looks like a female, but like the two little dots of pigment, like, again, you know, finding the females in the store is pretty easy. Raising them is different. I don't know if there is variation. Like, is it possible there's a female that has two tiny little pigments of red? I don't know. I'm very suspicious. I think that could be a male. I don't know. But anyway, this guy is in there looking good. I'll leave him in there for a week and see. I have 2 batches of fry from them, and one batch you can see is like not really fry anymore, since they seem to be close to the size that I bought them at. They're still a little bit smaller than this guy, but he's gotten a lot bigger than when I first got him. So yeah, they've been pretty easy to spawn and stuff. I mean, they kind of do all the work. You can see this guy. They're too busy eating because there's so much stuff in there from the, oh yeah, this is the Nanochromis. Okay, let me see if I can get, is there anything else significant in here? I don't think so. Okay. Onward. I'm trying to think of my whole list. I gotta get that other SD card ultimately, but I'm trying to get everything that's on this card before I have to go get up and go find that. So we got the Nanochromis. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's more Nanochromis, more Hill Streams. We took a look at that. Okay. Oh yeah. This is nice. This is nice. This is photo. Got the little moss there. He looks so happy. Happy little hill stream. You're gonna get some Pociliocharex weissemi next. You see, I said that with confidence. Fake it till you make it. Nice. You know what? I was looking at isn't this is a South American fish, right? I think there was some kind of publication or something, that some PDF of fish that I was looking at, and it had this one in it. I thought it looked insane. Where you getting them from, bro? Save some for me. Wait. Let me make sure that's on the screen. 1 second. That guy. That's what he's talking about. Is actually a tetra. It's pretty crazy. Oh, look, it has the location right here. But I clicked on it for the photo. Why you not take me to the photo? But yeah, look at that. It's like a tetra mixed with a killifish. Pretty crazy. Wet Spot has them right now. Bro, my goal is to not buy any fish this month, except for like maybe 1 or 2 fish at an auction, if you know, if it's a low price. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but I gotta do it. I have to focus. Damn, bro. Minimum order 6. What the hell? Okay, I'm putting this in the breeder Discord. Someone's gotta buy these. Someone's gotta buy these and breed them. My pygmies funfish have spawned again. All these storms have been nice. I know, bro. I know. I need to go out and see if I've reaped the benefits. Okay. Okay, it's the orange springtail culture. Alright, guys, let me go grab that. Wait, is this SD card? No, it's not. See, what I'm worried about is when the stream was failing when I initially started, stuff was just going all over the place. So I'm concerned that I'm gonna leave the room to go look for it, and it's just gonna be too difficult. I'm just gonna come back and be like, guys, I didn't find it. But I really want to show you the footage I got today. So give me, I'm gonna take 20 seconds. I'll let this stuff play. I'll be right back. Yeah, I think it's as I feared. It's as I feared. When all the tech was collapsing, I must have set it down somewhere that I'll never find in time. That's fine. It's fine. These things happen. My trio of opal apistos started dancing and colored up to breed for me, to realize it looks to be a reverse trio. Sad day. Bro, you guys are making me want to go into the fish room and check for any new spawns. I'm itching. I'm dying. Let's pull out these Borellii, the opal pistos. Really pretty. There's better photos. There's better photos. Man. I need to get some apistos to spawn, bro. I'm dying. I am dying. They spawned on my Buse moss. It's fun to watch the male guard the eggs, such tiny fears, guys. I've been in the fish room since it started. I've got Borrelia opal growing out. I gotta fix my internet out there. It's killing me not being in the fish room. I can just like look at stuff. But we salvaged the stream a little bit. We salvaged. Okay. Okay. I'm like checking my pockets. Put in my pocket. Yeah. Okay. Guys, I need to do a wet spot. Like, I can't believe I missed those being listed. Is there anything on wet spot that I've been missing? Yeah, these Congo puffers are scary as hell. I haven't. The toothpick. I want this fish really badly. This toothpick. Man, why do I have to pick May to be the month I'm not buying any fish? Everything's in stock with the stuff that I want. Ada yelled at me when I opened the door. She was locked out of the room. She went, wah, wah. That's how she yells at me. Okay, Ada, you can be on the stream. Mine died because they stopped eating. Oh my gosh. The toothpick fish that you had? Man. Between the toothpick fish and the other guys, like, yeah, here's the, I missed these. How did I miss these? Yo, why does Wet Spot have all the fish that I've been thinking about? They heard that I wasn't buying any fish this month. This is crazy. And they got 2 licorice gouramis. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Has Dan's Fish added anything interesting? Fed live food every day and they made it like 3 or 4 days. Wow. What in the world? That's terrible. Bro, what? Apisto Cockatoides double red breeding group, 1 male, 3 females. $130. Yeah. Okay. I haven't ordered from. I want to order from Dan's. Oh, the Rainbow Shiners aren't bad. $13. I haven't ordered from Dan's Fish. I really want to. It's just got to be worth it enough to get over the $50 minimum shipping, basically. That's crazy. That is crazy. Now, if this were triple red, maybe I'd be more rocking with it. Maybe I'd be more rocking with it. The males don't look too bad. The females don't look too bad. Okay. Okay. What, Ada? What? Why are you looking at me like that? All right, guys. So I it's like trying to think of what okay, these guys. I have some fry from these guys. The rainbow fish. It's like the Militania Bindula Creek. There's at least one Australian in here. Can appreciate that. Here's their peacock gudgeon fry. Someone mentioned, I thought we were looking at gudgeons. Yes. I do have a lot of Dan's Fish. Christmas came early. I got a Dan's Fish hoodie for Christmas. They couldn't give me a gift card or anything, so I could buy some. No, they got me the hoodie. It's crazy. I mean, people always like, oh, I want to buy you something that's not like fish related. Blah, blah. Like, just give me a gift card, bro. Come on. Let me buy fish. I just need one more hit. I do have 2 Congo Tetra fry. I need to set them up in a way where I could actually collect eggs. I think I'm about ready to do that. I tried Lowell's egg collector. I hate it for a couple of reasons, but the main one being it's big and ugly. For no reason. There's some other things I would change about it, but its size and form factor is kind of irritating. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it being in the aquarium. I had to take it out. Cuban Limias, look at their price. I don't want to look at the if I like the Dan's Fish pricing. Like I you know, some of the stuff I think is worth paying a lot for. And I think you should be anything that's alive like is priceless. So I can't really knock it, but it has made it hard for me to order, because you got the shipping to get over, and then like the price of the fish itself is also high. Not on everything, but on most things. Like what else do I need to do? Right, I was looking at my photos. Transition. All right, I'm trying to get back to the breeding report thing with what I do have. The red tail eels are nice. They're all nice. My LFS had them, so I got them from there. They were like $30 each. I think they still have them. I see one. I got 3, and I only ever see one at a time. And like I put lots of live foods in that tank and stuff. I assume they're just hiding out. They only seem to really come out for food when they really like they're one of the only things that seem to actually like freeze-dried stuff. Have you seen / tried the... Have I tried the what? But the peacock gudgeons have been kind of going crazy for me. I'm breeding a lot of those. I need to put some mops in for these rainbow fish. I have a few fry, but so I had a tank. I had 2 different rainbow fish species in this 20 long, and it was a filter failure. I've basically just been slowly losing the rads day by day. It's like killing me. I'm doing water changes every day. I'm doing everything I can, but that the incident of the filter failing and whatever weakening them, like they just been dying, and I'm down to 1. But these guys, I did lose 1 or 2, but they stayed strong. They came back, and they're looking good. They're looking nice again. And they've really been getting a lot more orange in their fins, and actually look nice. Because for a while they're kind of looking like the reason why some people find it hard to get into rainbow fish. Arowana, no. Red teal eel, yes. Aman, how's it going? Hi. Daku egg collector. I've not tried the Daku egg collector, but let's take a look. I'm not gonna be buying. So one, it's gotta be easier to use and better than like a cup with some moss over it. For me, the low L's one is partially user error, but the form factor it was hard for me to overcome. I'll probably design my own, not just because I want to use one. I think all of them have the same issue. Okay, the first issue is like the $40 price for this is pretty obnoxious. I do like Daku, I think he's cool, but like just the cost of printing stuff and things like that, like, yeah, no way in hell I'm going to do that. Like, you may as well just buy God damn it, I keep hitting the mic, I'm sorry. You may as well just buy the file for low L's and print your own at that point, if you have a 3D printer, obviously. How much is Lowell charging for his though? Well, actually, 3D printed fish egg collector, because that's another thing. It's like there's a bunch of them out there, all over the place. So, oh yeah, I used this thing. Didn't like it. This definitely looks. Is this a file? Yeah. So the holes are too big. So I had CPDs. I was trying to use it with CPDs. The holes were too big. I had an Ellasoma in the same tank, so they could get in and eat the egg still. I have no idea how. But besides that, snails can get in, and snails do eat fish eggs. So I was having issues with that. Just the holes were just way too big. So I actually ended up putting plastic canvas over this in order to make it work for my purposes. So I look up fish egg collector on Etsy. Or what? I'm getting verified to look up arts and crafts? Come on, man. Okay. So we have Blake's Aquatic Store. Okay, this is the one I've considered buying in the past. A lot of them they're too tall, too bulky. The airline stuff is too annoying. This looks kind of interesting. I hate all the parts. Okay, we got a thread here. That looks fine. That looks fine. That could work. I want one that uses airline tubing. Honestly, would be kind of nice. Like, some eggs can fit through airline tubing, right? Okay, here we go. Here. Yeah, that looks nice. Look, it's not too big. Now, the issue I have is this pipe being in the back, because then I can't put it against the glass. But I guess it's to attach to a breeder box, so that's why. And that's another thing about the egg collectors. Like, I would make one where the output just stays in the tank and the eggs get collected in a basket up there or something. Because the breeder boxes on the side are just, they're not scalable. First of all, they're way too expensive. The hang on breeder boxes, way too expensive. Also, I like enjoying the tanks. I knock things off the side of it easily. Like, oh damn, they're actually marking down the breeder boxes quite a bit right now. But that's besides the point. If you want to use it for multiple tanks, like, even if it's $15, if you buy like 6 of them, like, I'd rather use my money on other things. But I would make one that the output, like, just puts the eggs in some kind of little, container tray at the top that's in the tank, contained, the lowest footprint possible. It's not shared on the screen. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. Find me files are printed for shipping costs. There you go. A couple of fish will be your guy. I need to get to the Daku one. All right. But no, what I like about this one on Etsy, this random one on Etsy I found, is I just like how it looks. It's not too tall. It's got the little ridge. Some of them have like just giant like inclines and stuff, and I just wanted to be as minimal as possible. So I do like the aesthetic of this. Blake's Aquatics. It's kind of interesting. He's got the threading here. I'm kind of curious about that. How the seal goes long term. I don't know. Okay, what else we got on here? Yeah, I like hang on breeder boxes. It's just I can't put them on every single tank, you know. I can't. And I've actually started taking a bunch down just because they kept getting in my way. So that's part of the thing. It's like they're taking up a lot more space than I thought they would. Okay, Ada, you can't walk on the keyboard. This is the one where I was saying the holes were too big. This is the manual slidey one. Okay, this is interesting. $25. He's added a more affordable option. That's interesting. How? Okay, that is the $24 one. It's hollow. Does it tell me how big it is? Guard to ensure. See, this is another. This is good. A guard to ensure the fish don't get sucked up with the eggs. Okay. I mean, a lot of them have guards and stuff, but I'd be curious how big. My problem has been shrimp. Shrimp just keep getting in everything. Blake is a chill guy. Yeah, I feel like I've seen his videos before and liked them. I recognize the name. Oh, yeah. I've seen that guy. I like this. Why do I like this? I like the simplicity. I wish I had a measurement for how big it is. For a reference. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I like. It's not 12 inches tall. Now this person, you see they've done exactly what I've said is the problem with some of them, is the holes being too big. So you see there's plastic canvas underneath this grid. So, and the CPDs are right here. So the holes are just, they're too big for a lot of smaller fish. But low profile, looks simple. And another thing is, this is looking like the eggs aren't going up. I'm trying to see like what size tubing this is, but it's going into a breeder box and it seems to be easy. Okay, that's a better little size reference. That one looks a little bigger than this. It's just so hard to tell. I also am horrible at telling sizes of things. Shipping from Australia to the US is ridiculously expensive. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you guys are out there. Well, if we wanted to print one, okay. Fish egg collector 3D print file. Let's see the ones that they're offering us to print. Because people are selling designs. Is there any free designs out there that is worth the risk? There's some really funky things going on here. Aquarium snail trap. What? What in the world? I'm like just getting into like printing things. A free file. This doesn't look the worst. Do we have a picture of it like printed? No? I mean, it looks interesting. I feel like I start getting scared when I see like the grid, like the little design grid here, and it's like, oh, this is so... Okay, so one thing I like about this, it looks like it would be easier to put in the corner. I wish they'd make one that's a triangle shape. You know what I mean? I like the triangle shape, but there's like a weird... There's something very biological feeling about this. But it's an interesting design. So is that the airline? Where's the air? What do I put the air tubing into? I'm like not understanding. But oh, okay, here we go. I didn't know how to turn it on. This looks pretty small. Okay, that looks like... Okay, here's the air collar here. Sheesh, I might have to print this. Who knows? Maybe it'll work. Who knows? Who absolutely knows? If I were to design one, it would be small. It would be optimized for fitting in a corner. And there would be an option for the water to just go through a built-in like little egg collecting box or something. So you didn't necessarily have to use a hang-on breeder box. That looks like a toilet, low-key. Yeah, there's definitely a bowel movement vibe to that. There's a bowel movement vibe to this this design, for sure. Like, I feel like I don't have to explain. Design a triangle one and sell on your website. I know I do need to. I did download the Fusion trial. Again, we'll see if it expires before I use it. Now this is. I hate it. It looks ugly. I don't want it. Sorry. I'm a hater. Apisto breeding caves. I've thought about doing a cave 3D printed. I don't know. I feel like that's not something I need to 3D print. Oh, look at this. Fluval breeder box attachment. Okay, see, because this is what I like, that it's like, I'd love to make one that's like got a magnet built in so you can mount it on the side easily on the side of the aquarium, because some fish I found, like, they like spawning over moss at different heights too. So now it kind of looked like he made it to fit in a corner, but then now this just looks horrendous. I don't know what happened. Kind of lost the game plan there. It's definitely starting to make me feel like I need to try and design one. But man, all sorts of 3D printed goods. I think printing one that's connected to a floating German breeding ring would be cool. Floating German breeding ring. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. This is what I kind of meant when I said that the outlet would like go to something inside the tank. I did imagine something like this. Okay. Well, if one of you don't make it first, I'll make it. Because I think it's needed. I do. I think the egg collectors out there now are like fine, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement. I think the first mistake was assuming everyone wants to hang on breeder box, which I think is not the case. And then also, if you're breeding a bunch of things that lay eggs, like, I don't really want 10 hang on breeder boxes. That takes up a lot of space. I've been trying to start beef and drama, but I got no one to beef with. Well, I'm not dissing their egg collectors. I just think there's room for improvement. That's all. It's still a new thing, 3D printing and stuff. But you gotta start designing for lazy people. Where did you pick them up, Branton? I've been making them out of flip-flops, indie junk, and junk from the Dollar Tree. I got a couple of breeding rings over there. Yeah. Tell us about the breeding rings. Because I want to design someone. Maybe I do it first. Maybe you do it first. I want to design an egg collection trap. Fits in the corner very nicely. Maybe comes with a variable grid insert, so you have two options of size for the grid based on your needs. And then it goes up, and it can attach to a breeding ring. And then you save all the space on the external. The internal is minimal footprint. And an advanced version would be one that has a slot for a magnet to go into, or a everyone hates the suction cups, but technically just so you can mount it in different heights, and then since it's going to that floating thing, like, it wouldn't matter what height it is, because the worst thing about the breeder box is, like, you got to get it to the right height And you had the tube thing, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to complain. But I've been saying that FishTube needs more beef and drama. That's like just fun content. But who is there to beef with? Me and Alex should start a fake beef. He can be pro Scuds. I'll be anti Scuds. And we can just fight about it. I'm waiting for Brandon to tell us where he got his breeding rings. This feels like something that I should just make. This feels like something I wouldn't pay $50 for. Then again, you know, maybe it takes me forever to make, and it's worth just buying. I said where I got it, Temu for the win. It ain't hit by the tariffs, is it? Temu. Breeding. I'm having a hard time typing because Ada's laying on my keyboard. Cat problems. Floating fish breed. Are you for real? I gotta sign in to see. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. Man, this is not going the way that Google promised it would go. Worst thing about the hanging breeder boxes for me is to change the temp from the tank. Oh, that's a good point. Aquarium Co-op's Corodora egg collector. Okay. Is that like a product or is that like a video? Or he's talking about an egg scraper. It's called your fingers, my friend. Or a credit card. But yeah, I mean that's nice. That's nice. I usually just use like a net, I'm not gonna lie. Like I just do that, but with a small little net that I have. Like it seems also since you're just see this is the thing is that people know that I'll just like to complain, so they send me things so I complain about it. But there's another thing where I'm like, great, now I have this giant, it's not that giant, but like now I have another thing laying around for this one use. It is nice, it is cool, but like it doesn't really solve a problem for me. It really doesn't. The way that I do it, I don't even have to get my hands wet. I just used the egg scraper tonight for the Venezuelan eggs. I love getting all the new gadgets. Brian, you just like buying stuff. Or just acquiring stuff. Cause I guess you just print it. It does look nice and easy to use, though. I just got too much junk. That's my problem. I like buying stuff too, but now it's like I'm buying stuff to like make up for the fact that I have so much junk everywhere. Now I gotta like consolidate it and buy stuff to put the junk in. Like, oh my gosh, bro. What is going on in the 3D printing forum? Man, forums takes me back. I'm kind of conflicted on if I feel like forums are like viable. All I know is that like when I look at this, my eyes start to glaze over. I don't know what it is about this like format. There's nothing actually wrong with it, and like it's totally clear and everything, but like my brain just associates it with like ancient technology. I like nerd meme math. I use a fat boba straw to collect Cory eggs. Oh, I could see that working. If I print it, it's free. True. I agree. Especially you use someone else's printer. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like I'm trying to find something to click on here. Okay, Corey posted something. All right, which part of this is 3D printed? Fry rack system, A-frame. I'm printing skinny versions of the trays. Oh, I will say that like Lil's fry tray is another thing that's too big and bulky for me to ever use. I'm just allergic to things that are like bulky. That thing's thick. I also just don't have. Another thing I don't have space for. But they're pretty cool. I like my lunch containers. In the packet of print fryer rules, there should already be. Oh, Lowell commented and said there should already be XYZ wide versions. I can smush it, but it'll take a bit. If you don't mind the foam insert shrinking a little bit, then not that long. Why the hell would I care about the foam insert shrinking? You know what I do want to print? That is worth it. Loyal's paramecium culture thing. And now that I have like a printer and stuff, like I'm realizing I don't need to buy any of these people's things or files because someone's made a free one somewhere that's comparable, or I can make one myself because I've done a little 3D stuff and I can make a thing with holes in it. You know what I mean? But the paramecium culture is something I really want to get into soon. And I think it's just like printing like a little grid thing. Maybe this is before she printed it. Here we go. Paramecium auto feeder. Oh my gosh. This is not what I was. This is what I'm talking about. It's just this little basket that you put the food in. I'd like to get one of those. Maybe I could use it for vinegar eels and then also have the foam in there like that, and then the vinegar eels swim up in. I cut the straw down the middle so it's a C-shaped scoop. I have my paramecium in those awesome pickle jars we talked about earlier. Yep. I put one of these. But Jeffro, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about with like the egg scraper. It's like it is cool to print these things and stuff, but I kind of gone this with arts. Like sometimes I find myself crafty and making something. I realize like something I already have does the same thing, and I'm just overcomplicating it. Like a straw. You know, it's like, oh, any flat plastic thing will work. But with the basket is one you get rock wool plants in. He drilled the lid with the drill. Well, I do have some of those rock wool plant stuff in, but also I would print something. I would. Lowell does have the top tier videos. Not gonna lie, he does. The thing I like the most about his trays is just this mechanism of the thing that like spreads across the tank, like that little sliding thing. That's cool. Yeah, this looks nice. I feel like this is a different design than one I've seen in person, but maybe it just looks different on camera to me. Yeah. Is there a smaller egg collector? I think I used the bigger one. I need to try the smaller one. The big one, I did not like. Also, it has a lot of space underneath it. So, like, things kept digging. Now, I don't know if it's just the way the one I had was printed. Does he show the bottom? But stuff kept digging underneath it. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So this had to be fully enclosed.
This is a problem for me.
Those corners, so.
Ada, you're on my keyboard. I can't. Ada, you're on my keyboard. Okay.
To seat down in the tank. There's little places for
Turn it upside down so I can see.
As you're pushing it down. They're right up.
Okay. Another thing about this egg collector, this underneath spot caused so many problems for me because things kept hiding underneath it and digging underneath it. So as far as like catching stuff, but then also just messing with it. It was just kind of annoying. Those trays are nice. Yeah, is Paramecium exclusively for fry? I've never seen it. I mean, I don't think many foods are exclusively for fry, depending on how big your fish are. I'm sure small fish would eat Paramecium, but I think it is primarily used for fry. Man. 2025 and advertisements haven't gotten any better. It's crazy. Okay, I want to see the Paramecium, please. I mean, that looks pretty small. Filter feeders love Paramecium. Okay. Get them for your vampire shrimp, your bamboo shrimp. Like blueberry snails. Oh, there you go. Feed your blueberry snails Paramecium. Alright. Alright. What else? What else is on this? Okay, are they printing anything that I actually need? Let me see. Feeding port hole slash plet. Yeah, I don't know what this is, but I don't need it. A substrate separator, that's kind of cool. Something for like separating parts of the tank on top, so you can have like a floating plant section and a non-floating plant section. Ooh, tubing and cord manager for polycarbonate lid. Ah, now that's kind of interesting. Now, again, it's taking away too much transparent space for me. It's too much going on here, but it's a cool concept. Airline holder. All right. My pseudos love it. Rainbow babies love it too. Okay, so a lot of things like Paramecium. See? Paramecium, it's not just for the kids. Drink it. Nick, maybe you just need more space. Okay, bro. All right. Okay, Mr. Moneybags over here just buying up all the square feet. Oh, what? You don't have 20,000 square feet? Brandon's always bullying me. It's just a new way for him to call me broke. 3D printed shrimp pies and plant anchor prototyping. Is it really a prototype if it's a half circle with holes in it? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't use them, but I feel like one small hole that holds the shrimp lollies would be used by some people in these hides. Okay. Yeah, this is a different kind of. Okay. Aquarium head polisher. Yeah. A 3D printed like water polisher or like filter media thing would be kind of interesting. Will Asian stone catfish eat them? People told me they've had them on different foods, but all I can get them to eat is live brine shrimp. Anyone in there has Asian stone catfish? Let me look. Interesting. These things don't eat anything except for. Well, it says it's a graceful micro predator. Dude, these things look awesome. What in the world? I don't know that I'd necessarily get them just because I feel like there are other things that fit in that space I'm focused on. But they definitely look crazy. They literally look like a rock. They got the name right on this one, is what I'm saying. Wow. I feel like why wouldn't they eat pyramid? If they eat baby brine shrimp, why not? Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one brand either. They sold me out on my website. So I put a limited amount of stuff up there because I'm like one person, I'm very slow. So they sold me out the isopods. It wasn't a crazy like people. The isopod agenda was strong in Alex's stream. It was pretty overwhelming. So I'm gonna have to put some amount in stock again and see if I can handle. But it took me 2 days to fulfill the orders because I'm so slow. Puju says they should eat paramecium. I'd also give them mushroom powder and powdered algae. Huh. They're like little airplanes. Yeah. I missed the tab. Okay, there we go. These guys look crazy. They're really tiny. They look like a vehicle from Halo. Yeah, bro, it's a ghost. You're right. It does look like a ghost. That's a good reference. It's pretty much identical. They just got to get the color. They hover, wiggle around hunting. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. All right, guys. So I kind of fell short on some of the breeding footage and stuff. Like, I really messed up this stream. I'm sorry. It was a disaster. But I feel like we got some good hanging time. And next time, I'll have everything set up in advance and tested. And I got a lot of really cool footage I want to show people. But I need to finish this video. So hopefully next time I stream, it'll be off the back of putting out an actual video. And then maybe I can win back the people that, like, came on and saw a black screen or like, what is this idiot doing? Gave me 3 live notifications. Copepods, microworms would also be a good few. I got a shit ton during the stream. I enjoyed it. Let's freaking go, man. Well, that makes me feel like it was worth it. It was worth it. I definitely wanted to rage quit for sure. So I'm glad we got through the technical difficulties. We made a stream happen. Next time I want to be able to be in the fish room, you know, showing everyone stuff and getting into it. So appreciate you guys. Let me know whatever you're interested in. Any feedback you have on anything. Big shout out again to Alex for hosting me on a stream, and to everyone ordering isopods. All the orders are out. I will restock them over the weekend with the amount I think I can handle, and I'll just have to keep doing that as like stock a couple of quantities, let it sell out, fulfill that, then restock it. But I'm gonna do my best. And again, if you hate me and you don't want to wait, Aquapods LLC is there to service you. Water change while the stream was going. Woohoo! Body doubling. Very nice, very nice. Well, all right. I'm going to go hit the hay. I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic evening. I'm glad some of you did manage to enjoy it. Shout out to SVC for showing us the tanks on the wall, inspiring us all. Jeffro, appreciate you holding it down in the chat. Branton, of course, you're actually kind of nice today. A couple of fish. Putu, as always, the one and only mod. Jess L, dangerously knowledgeable. A lot of well knowledged people tonight. Phoenix Star, shout out to you as well. Bob holding it down in the chat, appreciate you. Nino stopping by, good luck with the rice fish, buddy. Yurio, of course, snoozing right now, getting some rest, you degenerate. Why are you always up so late? I can't relate. Jesse, appreciate you. I'm gonna go give some zip ties a hug or something just for you. Lurda, I think I missed your chat live, but welcome to the Isopod Agenda. Happy to have you. Fly Guy, thank you for stopping by. Imprint After, I'm glad we can both bond about falling in when trying to collect for the first time. That is kind of nice. That is kind of nice. I'm not alone. And that is as much as I can remember. Later, a couple of fish. Appreciate the spam. Thank you to you all as well. I will be back with a video. Content May has begun. If I don't release 5 videos this month, then something bad will happen to me. It's probably going to happen anyway, but we can blame it on that and shame me into doing better. But I'm really trying to put out some videos this month, so keep an eye out, and we'll be streaming. And getting all sorts of shenanigans. And go comment on the live stream and tell Alex to come on my stream sometime soon. Okay, so have a good night. Don't come and find me. I found a wild lasted 3 weeks. It was awesome. Can't wait to buy more. Hey, the isopod agenda awaits. Have a good night, all. Take it easy. Tanks.